The YouTuber Ranveer Allahbadia, popularly known as Beer Biceps, is feeling the sting of his crass remarks on comedian Samay Raina's YouTube show India's Got Latent. While Allahbadia has apologized for his comments, calling them a lapse in judgment, the storm has refused to die down. The public has lambasted the podcaster for promoting obscenity and engaging in a sexually explicit and vulgar discussion. But that's not all. Several police cases have been filed under sections of the Information Technology Act. In fact, the Maharashtra Cyber Department has summoned more than 40 people, including Allahbadia and Samay Raina, asking them to join the probe. The police also issued notices to the social media influencer Apurva Makhija and other guests and judges who had participated in prior episodes of India's Got Latent. In the latest, the Mumbai police have recorded statements from 7 individuals, including Apurva Makhija, Ashish Chanchalani and other guests on the show. Makhija and Chanchalani revealed several details about the show, including the fact that it was not scripted and no payment is made to the judges. Daryl Miranda, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to give us more details about this. Daryl, what's the latest coming up in terms of the law catching up with these influencers? Is the news tightening around some sort of a censorship that obviously has led to this?
Vinith, in the ongoing Ranveer Allahbadia case, the Mumbai police have recorded statements of almost 7 people today at the Maharashtra Cyber Cell, and yesterday Apurva Makhija, another social influencer, also had come to the Khar police station to record her statements. On the other hand, Samay Raina's legal team have sought time from the Mumbai police, because since he is out on a US tour till 17th of March, they have sought time from the Mumbai police in case of his investigation and the statements which the Mumbai police wants to record. But the Mumbai police have said that he will have to return back to Mumbai within the 14 days from the day the inquiry had started. On the other hand, all the judges and the guests, including around 30 to 40 people, were summoned by the Maharashtra Cyber Cell on Tuesday, and the statements are being recorded by the Maharashtra Cyber Cell. On the other hand, all the other influencers, their legal teams have arrived at the Khar police station, where their even statements have been recorded yesterday. And also, as per sources, it is said that Ranveer Allahbadia within a day or two will be recording his statement by the Cyber Cell office or at the Khar police station. Till now, Ranveer Allahbadia has not yet recorded his statement with the Mumbai police. But on the other hand, also a team of the Assam Police have reached Mumbai and they have left for Balewadi, Pune, where Samay Raina resides.
Stay with us. According to officials, Ranveer Allahbadia's manager has also appeared before the police. Officials maintain that Allahbadia himself is likely to appear before the city police in a day or two. Daryl, can you confirm that, whether Ranveer Allahbadia is going to be in fact going to be visiting with the police in the next few days?
Absolutely, Vinith. It was expected that today Ranveer Allahbadia will be recording his statement at the Khar police station, but even today he did not turn up to record his statements. And now, as per sources, it is said that within a day or two, whether it's either tomorrow or day after tomorrow, Ranveer Allahbadia will be recording his statement along with his legal team with the Mumbai police. Also, Samay Raina's legal team had also asked for a few more days to record statement of Samay Raina, since he is on a US tour till 17th of March, but the Mumbai police have not yet agreed to it. They have told that Samay should come back to Mumbai within 14 days from the day that inquiry had started. Vinith.
All right, Mumbai police has summoned comedian Samay Raina once again in connection with the show's content. However, he is currently in the US and has requested more time to respond, and according to reports, he is expected to return by mid-March. Daryl, in fact, this request or rather this accommodation has been shot down by the Mumbai police, and they want him to come back to the country immediately.
Absolutely, Vinith. The legal team of Samay Raina were asking for more time for Samay Raina, but since he is on his US tour till 17th of March, but the Mumbai police have denied. They have told the legal team of Samay Raina that since the day of investigation, from the very first day when the whole inquiry started, from that day within 14 days, Samay should be back to Mumbai and should record his statement, or else strict action will be taken. because today a second summon was been issued to Samay Raina since he was not present to record his statement. So yes, he has to be back in Mumbai within 14 days from the day the inquiry had started. Vinith.
Well, meanwhile, Assam Police has summoned Ranveer Allahbadia, Samay Raina, Ashish Chanchalani, and the development follows the filing of a FIR by Guwahati Crime Branch and the arrival of the Assam Police in Mumbai. Officials has emphasized that they will also serve summons to Jaspreet Singh and Apurva Makhija. Daryl, what more do we know about that? The Assam Police is obviously hell-bent on making sure that the FIRs that have been filed in their part are in fact seen through to justice.
Absolutely, Vinith. When this whole controversy sparked out, we saw that the first FIR was registered in Assam. The Assam Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sarma had shared the details on the social media X, and after which on Tuesday the team of the Assam Police had reached Mumbai, and also they are cooperating with the Mumbai Police in this whole investigation, and the investigation is going on. And today it is said that the Assam Police team have left for Pune, where Samay Raina used to stay, and they will be summoning Samay Raina, where he is been told to appear before in Guwahati before the Assam Police within 4 days. Apart from that, on the other hand, if we see Samay Raina's legal team also had appeared before the Khar police station to record his statements on his behalf, but the Mumbai police have declined their request and they have told that Samay should be back to Mumbai within 14 days from the very first day the inquiry started. So yes, problems are mounting for Ranveer Allahbadia and Samay Raina, because both of them have not yet appeared before the police.
All right,
to
Daryl,
record their
appreciate you
statements.
joining us. Well, meanwhile, a parliamentary panel on the information technology is discussing whether to summon Allahbadia. The podcaster may be issued a notice seeking his appearance before the panel to answer questions linked to this row. However, amidst the crackdown and questioning, what is the line in comedy that should not be crossed? While some are defending the remarks, citing free speech, these podcasts are available for young audiences to watch online. So where does one draw the line? Also, when it comes to the police action itself, is it too extreme or necessary to set an example? That's exactly what we will discuss with our guest. Joining us on the show is Saloni Khanna. She's an influencer. Mr. Sanjay Sahai, former IPS, also joins us on the show. Mr. Dinesh Jotwani, advocate of the Supreme Court, also with us on the program. Mr. Sahai, I'll begin with you, sir. First of all, your impression of what's going on over here. Do you think this action or this massive action that has been put into play is necessary at this point in time, or do you think it's a bit hyperbolic?
It is a bit hyperbolic. I'm not against the action being taken, and if the law of the land, it feels that this action needs to be taken, so it be. But what I'm finding it to be really hyperbolic is the nature of media campaign which is going, and more so because the way the police and the government has been operating. First and foremost, as far as the Guwahati case is concerned, the case could have been very easily been transferred to Mumbai, because the facts of the case remain the same. The offences committed or purported to have committed also are the same. So it can be investigated by one agency, and the scene of offence happens to Mumbai itself. So that is first part of the story, and I don't know what they have been doing for last 6-7 days. Last 5 days or whatever is the time elapsed in the registration of the case. See, the video evidence is readily available, and so are most of these people. Sending summons and waiting for them for 3 days, 5 days, somebody returning from US and variety of other things. I think that is keeping the media on the boil and keeping the whole population in this country on the boil, who are hooked onto social media and who are hooked onto the electronic media as well. The investigation of the case is not a complicated one. Their sections are very, very clear. It's obscenity, transmission of information of that nature, IT Act. So these 4 or 5 sections are there. These are sections which are grave, and that being so, and the availability of evidence, the availability of witnesses, there are so many. If you have case against 40 people, you have all the witnesses also in place. Why is it taking such a long time, and why there is so much of hype being created, and why everything is coming to the media that we have taken 7 statements? Why should the country know how many statements you have taken? I fail to understand. I just fail to understand the nature of hyperbole which has been created, whether it is of the police's making or the government's making or it is of the media's making. These cases should be investigated in a time-bound manner, and that time-bound manner should be a max of 7 to 10 days, given the video evidence available. And there are lots of video forensics which can run on that. Most of the people are available. There is no need for one summon, two summon, three and five summons. And additionally, so these are the cases if arrests are to be made, if they feel that there is evidence against them, and these are the sections where arrest needs to be made, those things can also be made. So broadly, this is where it is. With regards to this being a subscription site, whether the law of the land allows for a subscription site and to conduct a show of this nature, so that has certainly has to be looked into.
All right, Saloni Khanna, how do you view this? Do you concur with Mr. Sahai that something like this, could have sort of necessitated a limited amount of conversation, airtime, as well as the expenditure of resources when it comes to stopping something like this? Do you think there has been an exaggeration in terms of the attention this case has gotten? In fact, legal experts also point to the fact that there are instances when much worse has been said, about communities, about women, about each other, and that has not warranted the kind of attention that this case has particularly received. Do you think this also has to do
You see, it is
with the
certainly
rich and the
true, as
famous?
Mr. Sahai mentioned, that a hyperbole has been created out of it, and the matter has been blown up disproportionately. However, we must remember that comedy, since time immemorial, has been a source of venting out frustration against the system, or maybe some satire. It is not new. But the problem is that these days influencers are not just entertainers, they are also role model to students, to youth, young people look up to them. So whatever they do, it draws a lot of attention any which way. So they have this responsibility on their shoulders that whatever actions they do, whatever things they are doing, whatever they say on the social media, they must be very cautious about it. It's important to set an example and let people know that you cannot go scot free by saying anything, and freedom of speech doesn't mean that you can say anything, you can spread obscenity in the society. However, I also personally feel that this entire legal fiasco that has been created around this particular episode, it is a bit out of proportion, it is disproportionate as compared to what has been said.
Saloni,
But
you
we
speak a
must
lot on education. There are a lot of
yes.
impressionable individuals, children, adolescent kids who look up to these people for inspiration and perhaps even have aspirations to become influencers in the future. How does this
True.
pan out for them?
Certainly, when we look at this incident, it's very unfortunate. And I am somebody who acts as a societal educator. So I educate society about gender sensitivity. We talk about other social issues. But when we look at people who are of Allabadia stature, who have this responsibility of showcasing the students, the young people, as to what needs to be done, and they are setting a wrong example. The problem is that all these people are very young, and they cross this line and they forget that they are models also, and they're not just influencers and entertainers. So it's important that we remind them and we remind ourselves as a society that whatever message is being delivered to our kids, to our students, to these young people, it should be practiced with some caution, and we all should take accountability and responsibility of our actions instead of just using social media in a woke manner and not thinking about the repercussions. Social media is a very powerful tool, it's a very powerful weapon. So one has to be very cautious of what you're delivering, what you're saying out. It is not your bedroom, it is not your living room where you can say whatever you feel like. You have to be cautious of what impression you're creating on young people, what message you are delivering. And I think the people involved are apologetic about whatever has happened, but it's important that we see that this doesn't get repeated, and it is checked and there are checks and balances.
All right, that's a good point. Mr. Jotwani, freedom is important. Freedom of speech is an important tenet. It's an important pillar when it comes to the constitutional privileges that an individual enjoys. But at the same time, what happens to the concept of responsible speech? What happens to the concept of making sure that you don't violate that very, very thin and prominent line between free speech, vulgarity, or offending the sentiments of others?
Right. I absolutely each fundamental fundamental right that we have, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, comes with the responsibility that the content that what you say, especially in the public, should not be obscene. So legal provisions are very clear. I think what is making this case complicated is it looks like they are Allahabadia and his they are absconding from recording their statement, coming before the police, or if if they fear that they will be arrested immediately, they should actually seek an anticipatory bail quickly. So why there is so much of a media hype being on this case is because they are the main accused that they are, their statement is not being recorded and they are not coming before law enforcement, before the cyber police in Mumbai or in Guwahati, is because they fear that there will be an arrest. And I can understand as a lawyer, I understand there are multiple FIRs filed across states against them. They cannot go and appear and make statement in all the cases, as was earlier pointed out. There should be one investigation agency handling it. There are now multiple FIRs in various cities that have taken place, and what has happened is all are under different sections. Some have invoked 294, some have 296, 74. IT Act is 67, Section 67. IT Act is another one. So each police station is trying to have their own sections. So one of the sections which have been invoked is provoking communities hatred. Now, I don't think so. We can go to that extent in invoking these kind of sections against them. But yes, I think as a strategy, they will need to highlight that to the court, maybe take an anticipatory bail. Maybe the court takes a lenient view. They have apologized. We should also remember that legally speaking, this apology doesn't mean anything right now. It is a cognizable offense. Cognizable offense means even if the complainant, all the FIRs, they want to take back their complaint, they will have to approach the court to do that. So they cannot take their complaint back at this, and these are non-compoundable. They cannot be compounded. So I think the remedy with them is to consolidate all the FIRs, consolidate all the investigations, seek anticipatory bail at this moment, and not make things too complicated. This is becoming too complicated because of their own actions. They are evading arrest. So one is in USA, the other is not traceable at this point of time, is because of their legal strategy, because they
Right,
think
but
that
Mr.
once
Sahai,
they
what becomes of their individual rights? There has been an overwhelming amount of legal as well as social attention which has been pouring their way. What happens to the individual rights of these influencers? Let's not forget that they also enjoy the ambit of the Constitution.
Certainly does not hold good. If there is a criminal case there and there is evidence which is mounting. So those individual rights automatically get curtailed. There is absolutely no doubt about it. The tragedy of the whole situation is why both these agencies, I'm not talking about other cases, Mumbai and Guwahati, why they are so tardy, why things are not moving in a direction it should have. If there is evidence against them and if they intend to arrest, let them go ahead. If these people want to take anticipatory bail, so it be. Why this wire media sort of a thing where this consultation, deliberations and discussion, that does not happen in a criminal investigation. So the clarity itself is not there. So somewhere you get a feeling that they're interested on this pot boiler sort of a thing that keeps going on. What happened in Allu Arjun's case? There are lots of cases. I'll give you innumerable cases which have been on the pot boiler on a daily basis for weeks together and has evaporated into the blue.